Hello, this is Julie, the Yarn Yogi, coming to you from a different spot. You see my background is different. It's not a fake background, it's real. My husband and I did a getaway weekend to northern Pennsylvania, which is about a 3-hour drive from where we live in Lancaster area. And so this is a lovely area here in the north, the Pocono Mountains. A lot of people come here for hunting, for recreation. There are many lakes here in this area. And so we have a friend who graciously allows us to stay here once in a while in their cottage for a getaway weekend. And so that is where we are on this beautiful fall day. The temperature is in the high 70s. At nighttime, it gets down to the 50s, low 50s, and so it is just ideal, and we are having such a good time. So I will take you in this episode, take you along with me to a resort called Skytop Lodge. It is not far from here, and it's a beautiful area and a large amount of acreage. With this resort, it was built in 1928 during the Roaring Twenties, and it is still a beautiful historic lodge, and there are many places to stay there and many things to do for the whole family. There's a famous golf course there as well. So we did a lot of hiking this weekend, and I got a lot of knitting done and made some videos. So I am here to take you with me on this journey. And so grab your hot drink and your knitting and let's dig into it. I will start right now by showing you this finished object, this step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller. I've just done 2 of her designs in a row. I really like her classic look with the raglan sleeve and just the ribbing on the cuffs and at the bottom and around the neck. You can do short row shaping to help with the fit around the neck, or there's an option not to. So either way, and I just love how I can make sweaters to fit me perfectly because I'm a petite woman, and so I don't have the sleeves rolled up when I make my own knitwear. Talk to you about the yarn. I did use, make sure I get this right, Drops Nepal, and it is an Aran weight. The color is 0618. And it is a blend of it's got alpaca in it, wool and alpaca. And then I held it double with Drops Kid Silk, and that is color 01, so it's got off white. And I knitted it on a US 7 and 9 needle. And that is the recommendation. I did make my gauge swatch, and it turned out blocked, and I did meet gauge, so I'm very happy with that. And I was really surprised how heavy this is. So when we hold the 2 yarns double, it is a really warm sweater, and it's a good thing. I was just really surprised with that. I made a size B just to make sure that it was, had enough of roominess, a little oversized, but not too much because of my size. And Florence Miller does make a nice video that you can follow along if this is your first sweater. She makes it very easy. It was not my first sweater, but I did check with her, see what she had to say about some of the German short rows and how she preferred to do that. It was a little bit higher on the neck near the collar. So that video is available. So this would be a really good first sweater for someone who is just starting out and wants to try their hand at knitting a simple sweater. I love the simple classic design, so that's why I chose it. I really recommend the sweater, recommend the yarns that I used. It was really, on a 9 needle, it goes, fairly fast, so it's not a boring knit at all. It's so peaceful to sit by the lake and watch the wildlife around us. The weather was crisp and cool in the mornings, and there was much more time than usual for hiking and knitting. The trees only showed a little color in their leaves, but many leaves had already fallen around the house. We could linger over a second mug of coffee when there was nowhere to rush off to. As a regular part of my podcast, I would like to include some stretching for knitters in particular, just seated stretches most of the time. You can do them just setting your knitting aside, or maybe even, keep it there with you and just free up your hands. I am a certified yoga teacher and really aware of just wellness in general, but also wellness for crafters, for knitters, people who sit for a long time. We can get really caught up in what we're doing, just the next row, the next color, and forget. And an hour has gone by and we haven't stood, we haven't hardly moved, and the shoulders are starting to feel painful and that sort of thing. So I want to encourage you to increase your circulation while you're knitting. And here are just two short stretches that you can do. We'll start with the neck because neck and shoulders can be affected if we're sitting bent over and knitting and being very concentrated in what we do. So sit up with a tall spine, and we'll do some head rolls. So you can even keep your knitting in your lap if you want, and start to draw an oval with your nose all the way around in one direction. embracing those crispy, crunchy things that you might hear in your neck. It's probably all fine unless you have neck pain. And then pause and take it to the other side, taking that oval, drawing it with your nose, and come back to neutral spine again, sitting up nice and tall. Let's do something for our back, for our spine, our lower back. So sitting a little forward, more on your chair or your sofa, hands are on your knees, and we're starting to curve your back, arch it like a cat, back toward the back of your chair, and then coming front, looking up, and we'll continue flowing between those two. Your head looks down, and then when you come forward, your head comes up again. Maybe you move with breath. So this would be an exhale going back and an inhale coming front. In yoga, we call this cat and cow. We do it with seated yoga, and we also do it with mat yoga, but we do it on hands and knees there. Do one more, come front and back up to neutral spine again, sitting up nice and tall. Give your hands a shake, shake, and then sit still. Take a big breath in and an exhale. And notice some circulation, some invigorated feeling just by moving a little bit during your knitting session. Good job, everybody. And here is my update on one of my works in progress, one of my whips. And this is the Florence Miller cardigan. So I showed you the sweater. That's a pullover sweater. This is the cardigan by Florence Miller with a raglan sleeve. It's been in my bag, so it's a little... Okay, here we got it straightened out. So I am still working my way down the second sleeve. First sleeve is completed. Second sleeve, getting there, doing the decreases, in the middle of doing the decreases. I thought that the sleeve was a little wide. I did the second size, but I'm doing more decreases because it just felt like it was a little bit wide for my body type. But yeah, should be finished with that soon. But then I have the button band. And I have not done a double knitted button band before, but that is what is in the pattern. And I'd like to do that because I know that it's a nice finish. So, and I also know people have said that it takes a long time. So I will just be patient and try to enjoy the journey as I finish up this lovely sweater. Let me mention the yarn. I'll make sure that I have it right here. It is the Noro Madara, and it is in the colorway Yen, which is a gray. It's not showing up very well with the lighting that I have, but it's a medium gray color, and it has flecks of orange and green and burgundy mixed in, and it's a thick and thin kind of a tweedy yarn. So it's really interesting. A bit of a rustic look, but I think with a nice white tee underneath, I think it will really show it off really well. I want to get this right. The content of the yarn is 60% wool, 30% silk, and 10% alpaca. It doesn't feel terribly soft now, but I know I have heard from others that when you block it, it does soften up, and it's not terrible. I could wear it like this now, but it will soften up a bit after the blocking. So really looking forward to the journey on the button band very soon. Skytop Lodge was built and opened in 1928 during America's post-World War I prosperity. Resorts like this sprang up around the country as people traveled further from home for their vacations in their motor car or by train. It's famous for its golf course back then, but now it offers lots of activities for the whole family and is very kid-friendly.